And is this the tree at issue? Is this the
Yes.
tree we're here about?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, so this is the tree that was cut down. So there's this 1 foot in width space between the two fences that we just looked at where the tree is growing, and that's about 10 feet long.
That's correct.
Okay. So you both refer to that as shared space. It's not possible, right, just how land ownership works,
Right.
that you actually share that space. How are we to know who actually owns, because it has to be one of you, that area of land?
Good. Not only that, Your Honor, the other fences, the other properties, but this is a city block, and you've got several properties, 4 or 5, but they've all got their fences in various setbacks. And I've been told that the professional fence, the guys that put up fences for a living, they won't put a fence on the property line. They just don't do it. They will offset it 4 to 6 inches on the person's
Which
property.
further confirms we don't know where this property line is, which is why I suspect when you went into court, you were told by the judge, you can't prove to me who owns no man's land. And what I'm trying to understand is, why do you believe that you can prove to me who owns no man's land?
Well, like I said before, I didn't think it was a question of who owned the property between the fences, but who owned the tree that pushed the fence over.
Right. So what we need to know is who can prove which is which. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up to my colleagues.
May I, Judge? Are you ready?
Yes, please.
I want to focus on this particular photograph, because this photograph shows, if I'm correct, the plum tree before you took it down.
Yes.
All right? So this fence here, who owns this fence?
That's mine.
That's yours, right?
Yes, sir.
And this caused apparently some damage to your fence right here, am I right?
That's correct.
Is that the only damage it caused?
That's it. Yeah, it's just pushing it over.
And this tree limb is part of the same tree, am I correct?
Yeah, I guess there's 2 limbs coming.
2 limbs.
2 limbs. But our fence...
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that both limbs were attached to the one stump that remains between the property.
Right.
Am I right?
Right. That's correct.
You seem to be shaking your head, but doesn't that seem to be logical and reasonable and based upon the...
Well, there's
visual
only
evidence?
one coming up between the fences. The other limb is on their property.
Look at the photo right above that.
Yeah.
You'll see that the tree behind, to the left behind is the tree that is on our property that I removed.
I think we got it. We're as confused as we can be.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Both parties are excused while we deliberate.
Okay.
So this case for us essentially boiled down to a question of who was responsible to prove what. So your burden here was to prove that the defendants were responsible for the damages caused to your property and responsible to remove a tree stump that you claim was on their property. And the evidence that was produced here fell short, according to my 2 colleagues, Judge Tawalda and Juarez, who felt that you failed to meet your burden of proof. And essentially that's what the California Small Claims Court held, but in just the reverse situation. I dissented. I felt that the circumstantial evidence that was produced and reflected in the photographs led me to conclude that this tree stump was on shared property, and therefore whatever the damages caused should be split down the middle. My colleagues disagree, and it's the majority rules with respect to our verdicts, and therefore the verdict of the court is that you failed to meet your burden of proof and the complaint is dismissed.